My name is Clara Beaumont, and at 62, I thought I'd weathered life's worst storms. Widowed at 50 after a blissful marriage to my high school sweetheart, Henry, I clung to the memories etched in my collection of wedding rings, each one a story. There was the simple gold band from our courthouse wedding, the sapphire-encrusted upgrade for our 10th anniversary, and the delicate diamond eternity ring Henry gave me just before his heart attack. Those rings weren't just jewelry, they were my heart's vault, locked away in a velvet box under my bedroom floorboard. But when my son, Ethan, pawned them to fuel his secret gambling addiction, he didn't just steal my treasures, he unleashed a nightmare that would unravel our family and expose a chilling truth. Ethan was my only child, a charming 35-year-old with a knack for sales pitches and a smile that could sell ice to penguins. He'd moved back to my cozy Portland bungalow 2 years ago after a messy divorce, promising it was temporary. "Just need a reset, Mom," he'd said, and I welcomed him, thrilled to have my boy close again. I cooked his favorite lasagna, let him use my old Honda, and even slipped him cash for job interviews. But the signs were there if I dared to look: late nights, vague excuses, and a growing stack of unpaid bills on my kitchen counter. It started with small asks. "Mom, can you cover my phone bill? Just $80. Then it was $200 for car repairs, $500 for networking events. I dipped into my savings, a modest $120,000 from Henry's life insurance and my years as a librarian. Ethan swore he'd pay me back once his big deal closed. I believed him, why wouldn't I? He was my son, the boy who'd once drawn me heart-shaped cards for Mother's Day. The truth hit like a freight train one rainy November afternoon in 2024. I'd been reorganizing my bedroom, a rare day of self-care after months of fussing over Ethan. I reached for the velvet box under the floorboard, craving the comfort of Henry's rings. But the box was gone. My heart stopped. I tore the room apart: drawers, closets, even the attic. Nothing. Panic clawed at me as I dialed Ethan, who was at a client meeting. "Ethan, where's my ring box?" I demanded when he picked up. A long pause. "What box, Mom? You sure you didn't misplace it? Don't lie to me," I snapped, my voice shaking. "Those were your father's gifts. Where are they?" He sighed, a sound heavy with guilt. "Okay, Mom, I borrowed them. Needed quick cash for a deal. They're safe at a pawn shop. I'll get them back, I swear." "Borrowed?" I nearly screamed. "You stole my life's treasures." He hung up, promising to explain later. I sank to the floor, clutching a photo of Henry, tears blurring his smile. But anger burned through the grief. I wasn't the fragile widow Ethan thought I was. I grabbed my coat and drove to the only pawn shop in our neighborhood, Gold Star Pawn, a dingy storefront I'd never set foot in. The clerk, a wiry man named Gus, recognized me from my library days. "Mrs. Beaumont, what brings you here?" "My son pawned my rings," I said, my voice steel. "I need them back." Gus's face fell. "He was in last week. 3 rings, right? Gold, sapphire, diamond. Sold em for $15,000. I don't have em anymore." "Sold?" My knees buckled. "To who?" Gus hesitated, then slid a receipt across the counter. "Some guy named Victor Crane. Paid cash, no questions. Here's the transaction record." The receipt was a punch to the gut. Ethan's signature, clear as day, alongside a buyer's name I didn't recognize. But something else caught my eye: a scribbled note in the margin. "Crane, Black Orchid Auction, 11/20." My blood ran cold. Black Orchid was notorious, a shadowy online marketplace rumored to deal in stolen goods, linked to organized crime. My rings weren't just pawned, they were in the hands of a criminal underworld. I drove home, fury and fear warring inside me. Ethan was sprawled on my couch, scrolling his phone like nothing had happened. "You sold my rings to a black market auction?" I shouted, waving the receipt. His face paled. "Mom, it's not what you think. I needed the money to cover a bet. I was gonna win big and buy them back." "A bet?" I stared, incredulous. "You're gambling?" He looked away, mumbling, "It's under control. Just a rough patch." I kicked him out that night, changing the locks while he pleaded through the door. "Mom, I'm sorry. I'll fix this. But I was done with promises. I needed answers, and my rings. The next morning, I called my old friend, Detective Laura Pierce, who'd transitioned to private investigation after retiring from the Portland PD. Over coffee at my kitchen table, I spilled everything. Laura's eyes narrowed as she studied the receipt. Black Orchid's bad news, money laundering, art theft, worse. If your rings are there, they're likely being flipped for profit. But we can trace this Victor Crane. Laura's investigation moved fast. She hacked into public records, don't ask how, and found Victor Crane, a low-level fence with ties to a local crime ring. His social media was a goldmine, posts bragging about big scores at Black Orchid auctions, including a photo of my sapphire ring on a velvet display. My stomach churned. Laura proposed a risky plan: go undercover as a bidder at the next Black Orchid auction, scheduled in 2 days at a warehouse in Portland's industrial district. You're crazy, I said. I'm a librarian, not James Bond. You're Clara Beaumont, Laura countered. You raised a kid alone, survived losing Henry, and you're tougher than you think. We'll get those rings and expose Ethan's mess. I agreed, adrenaline pumping. Laura set me up with a fake bidder profile, Eleanor Vance, complete with a crypto wallet, funded by her contacts, not my savings. She coached me on auction lingo and gave me a burner phone with a hidden camera app. Record everything, she said. If this goes south, we'll have evidence. The night of the auction felt like a movie. The warehouse was a maze of crates and dim lights, filled with shady types in suits and hoodies. I wore a black wig and glasses, my heart pounding as I logged into the Black Orchid site on a borrowed laptop. The auctioneer, a slick man named Marco, flashed my rings on a live stream. Lot 47, vintage wedding set, gold, sapphire, diamond. Starting at $20,000. Bidding was frantic. I raised my paddle, pushing the price to $25,000, then $30,000, draining the fake wallet. My goal wasn't to win, just to track the buyer. When the gavel fell, Crane won again at $35,000. Laura, watching from a van outside, texted, "Got his IP. He's here." We followed Crane's signal to a back room, where he met a man in a trench coat, Marco, the auctioneer. I activated the camera app, catching their conversation. "These rings are hot," Crane hissed. Beaumont's kid swore they were clean, but the old lady's asking questions. "Doesn't matter," Marco replied. "They're headed to a buyer in Dubai tomorrow. Ethan's debts are squared." My blood froze. Ethan hadn't just pawned my rings, he'd sold them to clear gambling debts with criminals. I snapped photos, my hands shaking, and sent them to Laura. She texted back, "Get out now." But Marco spotted me. "Who's this?" he barked, grabbing my arm. I yanked free, adrenaline surging, and bolted through the warehouse, dodging crates as alarms blared. Laura's van screeched up outside, and I dove in. "Go!" I yelled. We peeled out, my heart racing like a teenager's. Back at Laura's office, we reviewed the footage. It was gold, clear evidence linking Ethan, Crane, and Black Orchid. Laura called her old PD contacts, and by dawn, they raided the warehouse. Crane was arrested, the rings recovered, and Marco's operation was under investigation. But Ethan was still out there, hiding. I confronted him at a motel he'd holed up in, clutching the returned rings. "Why, Ethan?" I asked, tears falling. "Those were your father's love." He broke down. "I owe $50,000, Mom. Bookies were gonna kill me. I thought I could win it back." "You sold my memories," I said. "You're done." I cut him off, filing a restraining order and pressing charges for theft. The trial was swift. Ethan pled guilty, getting probation and mandatory rehab. The judge ordered him to repay $15,000, though I knew I'd never see it. The rings were back, but the trust was gone. Inspired by my ordeal, I started a YouTube channel, Clara's Comeback, sharing my story in a viral video. "He pawned my rings, here's how I fought back." It hit 2 million views, with comments like "You're a queen," and "Expose those thieves." I used the platform to help others, posting about spotting addiction red flags and protecting heirlooms. My new community, online and in Portland, became my family, from Laura to my neighbor, Mrs. Kim, who brought me Kim Kai Weekly. At 63, I'm not just a survivor, I'm thriving. I wear Henry's rings daily, a reminder of love that no one can steal. Ethan's in rehab, sending occasional apologies I don't answer. My life's mine again, and I'm writing its next chapter, one sparkling with courage.